All right, hey, what's up, guys? Coach Mac. I'm going to do this video right now. Is going to give you a brief listen to some of the podcasts that we started doing. I just did my second podcast for my Patreon site. So if you are interested in podcasts, or if you like podcasts, or if you're interested in seeing any of the things that I talk about on our YouTube videos with some more in-depth discussion with some video clips behind it, eventually some techniques and drills and some other things, a live Q&A that we're going to do once a month. Check out www.patreon.com/Coach Mac. It's a new Patreon site that I just started. 3 different levels you can pledge: $5, $10, $15. And it's got podcasts on there, and it's got a live Q&A on there, and it's got videos that are more in-depth than these with some video clips, and then we're going to start doing some drill tape with former players, how we go through teaching some of our stuff. So if you're into that, check it out. This video is just going to give you a listen with the audio behind it to some of the podcast stuff that we did yesterday. I did it with the athletic director that hired me here. His name is Martin Aftuck. He's now a principal at an alternative school, the Bannerman Learning Center in Clay County. So he made the jump from a teacher to an AD to a principal. He coached a little bit of baseball and some other things, so he's run the whole gamut. So the podcast is talking to him about becoming an AD, what it's like to be an AD, becoming a principal, what it's like to run a school. We then get into some wrestling talk, because I'm a huge wrestling fan. Then we get into some Gator Talk. Then we get into some Jacksonville Jaguars talk.
And we talk about that all the time as a quote-unquote system. You know, guys argue about systems, and they get all bent out of shape when you don't talk about their system. Listen, you got to score points. You got to move the ball. I don't care what plays you call. I run buck sweep in my spread version of offense, and that's a wing T staple. I don't care if it's wing T. All the read things that you see with the quarterback, are those all not option principles? Yeah, they may not be Army, Navy, flex bone, but they're option principles. Well, you can't do them. They're better from under center. They're better. You could argue that till the end of time. It goes nowhere. People just end up fighting. Bottom line is, you got to score points. You got to move the ball. A former athletic director, people have no idea what an athletic director really does.
It was one of my favorite jobs. Had a hard time, especially, and I'll say it, I left Tom here hanging. I left Coach. I hired him, and then I left, I think we got through spring football together.
Here's where the heel turn comes. Big heel turn.
Football, and then I called him one afternoon. I was actually on the mower and let him know that, hey, I took an assistant principal position.
So there's a little bit of a grudge there. And not on Dan Mullen, but he's now the head coach of Florida. And I've been bouncing around high schools my entire career. And the one game that we were in on the same field together, he wasn't even a coordinator. He was a young position coach. And I had, a great game. But it's all about who you know. And we, I get this in football all the time. And I am slowly trying to get to a world where I delegate more and do less. But at the end of the day, my name's in the paper, my name's on the docket. If I have to do a lot of work for us to get the product out that I think we need to get out, I'm going to do it. I know that it's not the right way or the perfect way. I know that as a leader, you have to eventually delegate stuff. But when you first get to your school and it's not your people there and you don't have the help maybe that you think you need, you're going to do it all, because what else are you going to do, fail? I get all these young kids all the time. I want to be a head coach. I said, well, why don't you look into it? Because I really don't know if you want to be a head coach. It's more than just calling ball plays. Great quote I heard from somebody last week. Don't ever worry about the opinion of someone you wouldn't ask for their opinion. So if it's somebody that you would never ask for their opinion, don't worry about what their opinion is.
Yeah, why worry about the cheap seats? This whole process with hiring you, one of the things that I looked at, that Clayton looked at, was you're able to adapt to talent.
Was not on my 4 originally, but then I started thinking about it after the episode, and the things he's done to change his character and stay relevant throughout his career are just absolutely phenomenal. But while I say that, when I watch him wrestle in AEW, it's 50% of what he used to do in WWE as far as in the ring. But his character and his gimmick and his mic work and everything else is phenomenal. But you can't, outside of some of the tag team high spot stuff, I can't sit there and watch that and have people legitimately tell me that it's a better product. The tree he has is phenomenal, and to this day, I asked this question to somebody today. I'm glad you brought that up. To this day, I don't even know if anybody really knows what air raid is, because nowadays everybody runs air raid plays. So I know it was a mindset, a philosophy, a pedagogy at one time.
Bannerman.
Yep.
You'll end up at Bannerman, and then when they do end up there, well, we've got to do our best as a staff to show the kids that they can raise their expectations. We've done a good job raising the expectations of school. I want to put it out there on social media so that people know that. And for me, my kids see it. My kids will follow me on Instagram from school, and it's something they strive to do. If it helps a couple kids, then it's worth doing it.
And then I never paid attention at the time growing up, and then I did when they all die. Lane Staley's, the Chris Cornells, the Chester Bennington, and guys like that. Go back and listen to some of those songs, and I'm like, how do we not know that this guy was?
Sense.
How do we not know that this guy was in a bad place? I think I was just singing the lyrics when I was younger, and it was cool. And then at 47 years old, sitting down, after a round of golf with somebody, listening to touch tunes, and I start thinking to myself, this guy probably was trying to tell some. Not only to who.
We're the only market for him.
Not only to who, but
the bidding war
what in the world just happened to his value when you made an $80 million backup?
If you trade him after he goes out there, they should be playing him then.
Yes.
Run an air raid and trying to do whatever.
Once that's off the table, good luck with trying to get some of these kids motivated to play in that bowl game that Baylor's probably really excited to be in.
Well, you've seen that with high school kids.
Yeah.
Once, if they're out of a district championship or something, that it's hard to keep that focus, especially now, in this day and age. But
so if you're interested in podcasts or if you're interested in any of the things that I do, make sure you check it out. www.patreon.com/Coach Mac. Won't play well till you play fast. See you guys next time.